welcome back to the show. Back to talk about a very important topic, and that is communicating with young adults. And our next guest is an expert at it. She has helped out so many young people here in our community. We're joined by Tonya Pomerantz. She is the founder of Puddle Jump Coaching and a certified professional coach. Welcome back to the show, Tonya.
Thank you.
And last time you were here, we ran out of time. So
We
always do. This time, though, we're going to
Yeah.
dive right in and give some tips for parents. So we're going to prompt you into some of the things that you work with young people. And the first thing you say is listen to children. It sounds very simple, but I'm guessing a lot of parents don't do a great job of it.
Right. So listening actually means plugging out, which I said yesterday when I was practicing this, but it's unplugging and it's being present.
Right.
So it's not thinking about what you're going to make for dinner or what you're going to wear to work tomorrow. It means truly being present in the moment with your child. It's active, you're hearing, and you're not repeating back, but you're able to kind of reflect back as to what they're really telling you.
I think we struggle with it too, because we have those conversations, as you said, we're making dinner and we're talking, like you're saying, take a time out.
Yeah.
Yourself to sit down and have
Well,
that one-on-one.
and realize that it is a fear that they have and an anxiety that they have. Because I know for me, I'm thinking, oh, well, my son's in grade 8. Well, I have one in grade 10, one in grade 8. And he's like, what am I going to do? I'm like, oh my, you have lots of time to think about it, which is, I shouldn't be doing that because it is a real anxiety for him. So, it brings out that dialogue and maybe you can give us some tips as to how we can kind of get that information and help them to make some decisions.
Sure. So whenever I have an opportunity to talk to young people and ask them their thoughts and their opinions, I do. So I had the opportunity to talk to, and I'm going to give a shout out, Emma, Kayla, and Ross this week. I said, listen, I'm going to be on TV on Friday. I'm going to be giving some tips to parents. What do you want me to talk about? And one of them said, create a safe space for failure. And that's
that's powerful.
It is, because when we were growing up, we failed, right? When we didn't hand in something at school or whatever, we didn't get passed along, we failed. They don't get to do that anymore. So failure, as much as it sounds counterintuitive, failure brings opportunities to grow and to develop and to create that self-esteem and self-confidence that kids need.
Right.
So when you...
And adults.
And adults,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So when that's what I do with my young people. I give them a safe space to fail, and they can see, oh my God, the world is not ending. The sun will come up tomorrow, and things are going to be okay. Because that is what causes that anxiety, and there's that level of you have to stress for perfection. And Ross said, don't make it about perfection.
Right.
One of your other tips is step back. And again, just as much as listening, it is a very difficult thing for parents to do. When we do step back, though, what should we be looking for in our child?
Sure. So stepping back, when your child is in their 20s and they're still living at home and they've got a part-time job, you're charging them rent. That's what stepping back is. Stepping back means stop paying for their cell phone bill. Because, and here's the key, they both want the same thing. The child wants to be independent and get out of the house. The parents actually want their child to be getting out of the house too. But if you don't set them up for success, that's when the anxiety, the depression, and all of that is going to be just so much worse and compounded than when you give them the opportunity to shine.
Yeah, that's a hard one. That's a hard one. I always used to joke that, okay, when you grow up, you're never moving away. You're never leaving. You're never going to sleep over.
But that's our job, right?
Right. But I mean, but you think you're helping them when, for example, you pay the cell phone bill and you let them live rent free. But it really is. It's for you, right?
Yeah.
It's not for them.
Well, and you know what? Full disclosure, I am not a parent. I have a dog. So I don't have all of this. So I am that impartial outsider. And
good.
Yeah. And that's what I do. I build the bridge between the parents and the children and eliminate that dynamic of the parent kind of helicoptering over their child for so long.
Because you can't really make that go away.
No, I mean,
just
well,
part
it's
of
the
the
nurturing
dynamic
will
is
always
there.
be there.
Yeah, for
sure.
Yeah.
It's the stepping back is such a great message.
Yeah.
Before we run out of time, I want to talk about what you do. how do you get that one-on-one discussion even yourself with a young person and gain their trust?
Well, I take a very values-based approach to my coaching. And actually, if I may,
Yes, you may.
This is a book that the launch is coming out in December, and we have
Can we show it?
Oh, sure.
I'll just hold it
There
while
you
you're
go.
talking.
So we have the 7 keys to success. And so what we talk about, defining success. What is success? Success is different to you, compared to you and you and you. And so when you can define it, then you can create a vision of what you want in your life. And so then we get into the values. What's important to you? If you don't know what's important to you, you don't know if you are living a successful life. And all of this, so there's goal setting, there's decision making, there's mentoring and networking, as well as confidence. And the last one is community. So volunteering, stepping outside of yourself and helping other people and create a community of like-minded individuals helping the world become a better place.
I can't wait for the book release. You'll have
Yeah.
to come
Excellent.
back on the show.
I will.
All right.
Gladly.
Tonya, thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
joining us. Great advice for parents and young
And
people out
adults,
there.
you know, I'm listening to what you're saying, and I'm like, I know a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm
you
like
know.
thinking myself.
Okay.
Tonya, thanks again. Really appreciate it. You
Yes.
can find out more information by going to puddlejumpcoaching.com. You can also visit her social media pages as well. We'll be back with more Steve Judd coming up, performing live right after this.